Knicks Post Game is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. The Knicks in the first quarter, 48 points. That's the most they've ever scored in their history in the first quarter. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 21 points. In a decisive third quarter, he finished with 37. And OKC puts up 145 to beat the Knicks 145 to 135. Great to have you with us from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pito along with Alan Hahn and Wally Zerbiak. Never have we seen the evidence of the Knicks' up and down nature this season more than we saw today. When they had the amazing first quarter and yet lose by 10, giving up 145 points.
I think it's what we've seen all season with this group, which is the poor three-point defense. And, I mean, they got drive. It was a drive and kick clinic by OKC in this game. It's not being able to stop, so you don't get dribble penetration happens and the kickouts, and they just lit it up. The Thunder did from three-point range, and it was the starters versus starters in this game, Wally. Oklahoma City starters scored 114 points in this game, led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He had 37. They were 11 of 19 from three. The Knicks starters, 86 points. They were outscored by 28 points by the Thunder's starters. When you look at the rosters, that's not something you would expect, especially in your own building.
Not something you would expect, absolutely. Now, why could that have happened? I can't explain these points that are being scored against the Tom Thibodeau coach basketball team because his nature is to coach defense and get his teams prepared to play on the defensive end of the floor. They did that last year. They did that the year before.
But they're playing a lot quicker.
They are. When you push the pace like that, yes, you're going to score more points. You're going to allow the other team to get more possessions. I hate to bring this up. Mitchell Robinson, is he that important to the defense? Is he that important as an anchor to protect the rim and help guys out when they get to the basket? Because they don't have a guy like that. When Hartenstein's in the lineup, yes, he brings other skill sets and skill-type things to the floor, but defensively, he does not protect dribble penetration when it's given up like Mitchell Robinson does. Neither does Jericho Sims. Jericho Sims played the whole entire fourth quarter, and he is not that impact rim protector like Mitchell Robinson is. I'm not saying that that's the reason why the Knicks are giving up so many points, but 145 points in regulation is a lot of points.
But, Alan, isn't the perception that the Knicks are not guarding the perimeter well enough? And if that's the case, how does Mitchell Robinson impact that at all?
He protects. Because even though you give up dribble penetration, you have a guy back there where you're not just finishing with an easy layup every single time. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he walks to the basket, layup. Lou Dort in the fourth quarter walks to the basket, layup. Kenrich Williams is slicing through the paint, layup. Josh Giddey's like, giddy, triple-double through the lane, just doing whatever the heck he wants.
I'm going to need that video. But yes and no, because obviously having the shot blocker and also somebody that can get the defensive rebound, that's important. We saw a lot of defensive rebounds get knocked around.
Just having a guy like that behind you helps your perimeter defense.
But
it helps your mentality. You can play a little bit more aggressively as a player.
When you look at it that way, you can make the argument, but I will push back and tell you that this is even when Mitch was in the lineup, they were giving up. This is now the fifth game that they have given up 40% or better shooting from three. They've lost 4 of those games.
Yeah, you can't win.
And then the Knicks on the other end can't shoot the three.
Yep.
So this is the 6th time they've shot under 30% from three, and they have been 3-3 in those games. And why did they win 3? Because the other team shot under 30% from three.
Yeah.
So the three-point shot has been such a story for this team in their inability to make or inconsistency with shooting the three, and then also in defending it. Because as Wally said, you're giving up dribble penetration, but it's the closing out and the other teams getting hot against you. And if you're watching scouting reports against the Knicks, you're kind of letting your shooters know. Get calibrated early because you're going to get looks. Let it fly. Guys like Isaiah Joe, known as a shooter and not much else, came in the game firing away. That's, to me, what teams are coming in ready to do against the Knicks. And the adjustment for them is to get better at closing out and also get better at just keeping a guy in front of you. That's been an issue for this team all year.
All right. Defense not the problem in the first quarter. I mean, you're watching this game.
Yeah, it was. They gave up 36 points.
Offense wasn't a problem.
All right.
Right.
Come on,
Bill.
I forgot the opponent in the first quarter.
Take the over in this game.
The point was 48 points is the Knicks' best quarter that they've ever had in terms of points production. 48.
It was outstanding. It really was. Cam Reddish was really good, had one of his best statistical games as a Knick. He was doing everything offensively. And then when Derrick Rose got into the game, boy, did he put his foot on the gas and did the offense run really, really smoothly. I mean, he was knocking down shots. He was getting guys involved. Knicks were getting a few stops here and there, and they were able to attack. There's that rinky-dink zone that Oklahoma City tried to put on the Knicks, and they just dissected it immediately right away. Obi Toppin came in the game ready to go. The 12 o'clock start time did not affect these Knicks. They were ready to play from the start, a phenomenal first quarter. This Oklahoma City Thunder team, though, boy, did they hung in there. That's the thing.
Yes.
Maybe the point is the Knicks are only up by 8.
48, yeah.
Knicks are only up by 8.
Give up 30.
You should be rolling.
You should be up 18.
We were both standing there, and we kept saying it to each other like,
How
this
are they
is
only up 10?
It was a fun first quarter. 32 points in the paint, which we talked about before the game. Everybody get in the paint. There's no shot blockers in this game. And they were doing it, drive, and it was working. But then we were both saying, like, they should be up by 20 in this game. Like, the building is rocking. Everybody's having fun watching this offense just click. And yet, it was like they were still within arm's reach, and they were just knocking down 3 after 3. So calmly, after highlight plays that we just showed you by the Knicks, Oklahoma City comes down, wide open 3, knocks it down. And every time it felt like it just took the momentum that you thought you were building out. And I'm telling you that second quarter, where the Thunder really turned it on, 43 points in that second quarter, you could feel the frustration by the Knicks because their offense started to, it hit the brakes.
Yeah.
They ran out of gas offensively.
They were going one-on-one.
And the Thunder just kept pouring it on, and that's when you saw the Knicks players, all that momentum, all that good feeling, gone. And that was, to me, a troubling thing to see if I'm a leader on this team.
All right, so OKC, when all was said and done, up by 6 at the half. Then in the third quarter, Wally, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Mike Breen made the point, he might be the most underrated player in the whole league. 21 points in the third quarter. He had 37 for the game. He's so hard to stop going to the basket.
I said it in one-on-one a week ago. He is the most underrated player in the league, and it's not even close. This guy is a bona fide superstar. He's a top 10 player right now. I mean, just look at his numbers. He got to 37 points. He didn't even look like he was trying out there.
Took 3 threes.
Blows by his defender every single time, and he's not a threat to shoot the three-pointer at a very high rate. That's mind-boggling, too. If a guy can't shoot very well outside, why are you letting him just walk to the basket and get 37 points? This is the type of stuff that the Knicks have to figure out. He was phenomenal in that third quarter. I mean, he took over 21 points. Just easy going. Like, look at the way he changes speeds. Look at the way he dissects different
defenders. Look at this shot here, by the way.
Now
that was a huge shot.
You tip your hat. Like, that was great defense. He's not known for that. He's a 30% three-point shooter. But when you let a guy get into a rhythm the way he got, and he had 16 points at the time in the third quarter, in 8 minutes of play, he's going to make shots like that. Unbelievable performance by this young team. This team has a really good young roster. I mean, they have bona fide guys that are going to be very good in the future for this Oklahoma City team.
Yeah, and there's a reason why his name stays in the trade rumors, even with the 5-year, $179 million extension that kicks in this year that begins. And Sam Presti's saying, no, he's part of our future. And some rumors over the last couple of days that have come out, the Athletic reporting that there's an executive that said that he's getting frustrated with the pace of this rebuild that the Thunder are going through, all the losing. Well, they're right now 6-7 with this win. They've had a couple of pretty impressive wins here on the road. So if he's happy with things in Oklahoma City, he won't be forcing a trade anytime soon.
Well, they got all the draft picks.
That basically means his teammates, let's go, guys. Let's step it up. I want to start winning right now.
Right.
I mean, I'm a top 3 player efficiency in the league. I'm doing my job. I need everyone else to start picking up the pace, and they are.
OKC, obviously, all the draft picks coming in Holmgren, their top pick, number 2 overall in the last draft, is out with the foot injury all year. So they got some young talent.
And a ton of draft picks in the next couple of years. Tons of draft picks.
Meantime, the Knicks story, they dropped to 6-7, and Tuesday they begin a season-long 5-game road trip out west.